Hello, my fellow Pentaliters. It's such a great joy to have you on board because together we light better and more brighter. I want to introduce to you a great segment that we are calling Punda Promises because this year we have had a great time to elect our leaders or to choose the leaders who are going to lead us from the position of the president all the way to the MCA. And we as the people, we need to be involved to the point that we are not just voters, but we are together running this government in different perspectives. There are those who are going to be leading us in parliament, making laws, but us in the community level, what are we doing? So what we want to achieve in this segment is to share with the common people the promises that we are given. Because with my own small research that I've done, I'm asking people if they can remember any promise that was given by any of the leader, and most likely nobody remembers. And even more importantly, what happens to the people who never win? People come to you with a manifesto, I'll do this, I'll do that. Some of them have very good ideas, but just because they never won, you never see them again. Do they have to serve only when they have positions, titles? Not really. So my point is, we need to have a discussion that is going to revolve around how do you hold your leader accountable. Today, if you met your governor or your MCA or your MP, what can you ask him? Because it's also not so good for them to know us with this mentality that when I meet my people, or the way they call us my people, which I don't like because we are not their people, is mashida. Mtoto wangu anataka school fees, sijui kuna mazishi wapi, sijui wapi, so many things. It's just me. It will come to a point where leaders are going to know us in a different way. That when you meet any voter, they're not asking for personal items. They are only giving you the promises that you gave, which I'm calling the marking scheme. So Punda Promises is what we want to remind our voters, that you have to have a marking scheme to check what your leader is doing, to know like what are you doing. They come and promise you A, B, C, D, and you have it on your marking scheme. But when they come to do, they are doing E, F, G, H. It could be right, but it is not our priority. Meaning, for me and you to be involved in this government, we need to have this. And by the way, we are not here to criticize anybody. We are not here even to push anyone. We are just holding them accountable. These are the things they told us, that when you elect me, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this and that. And therefore, Punda Promises is a segment where we are helping you remember. And finally, why are we using Punda? We are using Punda for 3 reasons. This is the animal that was used big time in the Bible to showcase the character of servanthood, to showcase the attitude of servanthood, which is humility. It is the animal that carried Jesus to the cross, and the cross here meaning dying for the sin of the world, for the sins of this world. And it is the animal that has been used to show the place of carrying the burden. And so what we are doing with this animal is using it to teach us the same character of leadership, the same attitude of leadership, humility. And so in Pentaliters, you are going to find us quoting Punda here, Punda there, and all the time, because it is our favorite animal to teach. And so one reason that we are using it is because we have a story in the Bible that somebody lost a donkey. And in the book of Samuel, a donkey was lost, and a story goes by. I don't want to give you it now because it's a long story. And a story talks about that when this man went to the man of God asking that I've lost my donkey, he was told where to go and find them. Number 2 kind of a donkey that we are talking about is the donkey that was carrying Balaam. Balaam was not a good leader. He was forcing the donkey to do the wrong things. Do you know, it came to a point where The donkey heard God and spoke to him. Imagine that. The donkey was used to speak because the bad leader was so adamant to even listen to God. And that donkey that we can learn from is the one that carried Jesus. And this donkey, we are told a story where this donkey, maybe after carrying Jesus, was celebrated. It was walking on lessons down a carpet, red carpet. But maybe when it was coming back, there was nobody to cheer him or her up, the donkey. And the story here is the value of the donkey is in the burden that it's carrying. And finally, to summarize this Punda Manenos, is to say that there is always a burden to be carried. Whether you want it or not, lazima tubebe mizigo. And here in Kenya, Punda has been used to describe the kind of leadership we have. Have you heard people talking about Punda amechoka or Punda amebebeshwa mizigo? Even in other times, people are saying Punda ameshakufa. So when we talk about Punda, we mean that a burden has to be carried by who? Everybody. Whether you have a title, whether you are the MCA, whether you are the governor or whoever, and even as the voters, no government can do any work alone, and we are not voting to ask the government, what are you doing? The right question is, what am I doing together with the government that is in place? To start us off in this Punda Promises series is our very own governor, Mutahi Kahiga. We want to remind people in a short summary what he promised, and we are giving it in summary form. So welcome very much. We'll be covering more leaders. We'll be even covering those who never won. So you can send a comment below of the kind of a leader you want us to approach and ask them, ulienda wapi? Ulituomba kura tukakupea hazikutosha? Does it mean that you are going to just hide for the 5 years? We want to see you. So this is Punda Promises, hosted by Pentaliters, powered by Jimsters Success Foundation. Karibu sana, and see you in the first episode in a few.